verse, want me after like an ad-lib. That's how it works, lately I've been wreaking havoc with every verse. Before now they wouldn't have it, but now they learn, yeah. Always overlooked, never overtook, never bought a book, got 'em on the hook, people coming back, demons from my past, lethal leeching rats, acting for the cash, I was fed up, now my fed up, not the federal, heads up, I got next up, check I'm credible, I was down, you were not around, now I'm ahead of you, got my sound in the foreground, I feel incredible, I was fed up, now my fed up, not the federal, heads up, I got next up, check I'm credible, I was down, you were not around, now I'm ahead of you, got my sound in the foreground, I feel incredible. In my life I have been denied, always stay inside just to hide my face, found the light, now I'm in their eyes, never rooted skies, I have found my place. In my life I have been denied, always stay inside just to hide my face, found the light, now I'm in their eyes, never rooted skies, I have found my place.
Yeah, I'm on my own. I don't need no one, I don't. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Cross my heart and break my bones. Now they say they wanna ride for me. Now they say they wanna fight for me. Yeah, I'm on my own. I don't need no one, I don't. I sat back and watch, had to change the plot. Now kept switching up.
What's crack-a-lackin', ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to our live stream, Cryptopocalypse Now. I'm your host, CR. And we'll be looking at Bitcoin today. You know how it is. Hey, Box. Welcome to the stream. I hope you have a great time at work. And all the best out there, man. Proud of you, my boy. Very proud of you, man. So, if you do have a little moment to tune in, It's really appreciated. Likes, subscriptions. I'm begging for it all. Everything is appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. Our hype train on YouTube is at 9, which is super dope. Yeah, we got viewers coming in on Twitch. What is happening, Kick? You guys are out there locked in, focused in. I hope you're enjoying the profits. Early morning for me, and if you look at the brand new banner on YouTube, on Kick, then it kind of gives you an idea of what to expect going forward. Now, I'll be doing macro sort of midweek updates, maybe every Sunday or something. I'll upload videos, but I finally got around to structuring a scheduled live stream event here, and it's gonna be every other day. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I think it's perfect time for like once I'm done with my meditations, put a trade in. This is a good time to actually live trade. So I'm gonna look into that, but only once I have my tactics trading terminal out of the bag and I can finally show it and share it with you guys. So because I do have it open on my side over here, but once it's fully operational, I'll go ahead and do some live trades with you together. But for me right now, I'm just gonna be looking at this Bitcoin chart, and I'll just run you through what's been happening. We had an incredible run up since this consolidation where I suspected that bears would be trapped. Anybody who was shorting and was able to view my video right before the run up the next day, I gave you a clear warning saying that intraday and throughout the week we'll be flying. Literally, those are my words. We will be flying. And so this is day 6 of since my video on Sunday, and yeah, we have been flying. Non-farm payroll. Friday gave you another quick burst to the upside, and this was supposed to go for the all-time high sweep. Because once we crossed over that 118.5K level, it was only a matter of time before we tapped into the yearly resistance at 121, which happened overnight. I was sleeping, but I had my position in the set it and forget it mode. And so I woke up a couple hours ago, did my stretches and everything, and drank some tea. And also, this is the official live stream that is actually scheduled, so you can expect me to go live at this time every other day. So hopefully this will work. It's either 7 a.m. for me. We start a little early because I just wanted to prepare you for what's to come, so you can get in on a trade over here. But we started. Yeah, it's either 7 or 1 a.m. And as you remember, like previously back in the day, I used to pull these all-nighters basically. And that was brutal, man. I would run streams like, normal stream schedule for 4 or 5 hours. Some of you guys complained that it was too long. Oh no, it's profitable setups. It's too long. But we were studying MarketSpy, and we were kind of educating ourselves on how to use it, and so that was necessary. But that was last few years ago, and now that we know what it is that we're looking at, now that I have been promoting DSR so you can use it to your advantage, Hopefully all the alerts in the latest version have given you an edge, because I have set mine to run on 5, 15, 1 hour, 4, and daily. And so anytime there's any sort of interaction, price touching any one of these levels, you know, it's as easy as that. You know, you just go scan the chart and see what price is doing, where is it dancing, and just take it from there. So just a quick recap for the last 1 week of flying high delivered. Are we going to sweep an all-time high? Now be careful here. We reached very close to an all-time high at the end of the week, but we're still, at least on Bybit, and for me this is enough to understand what price is doing. But on Bybit, it is still a lower high. So we have seen instances on Bitcoin where, like, the topping out basically would look something like this, where you kind of almost reach to the all-time high but don't quite make it, and you reverse suddenly. And so this could potentially be one of those situations, but I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because actually, yeah, I do think so, because we're like tapping into the yearly resistance zone right now. And even though we broke above it, you know, it was due to the non-farm payroll. So this is a trader run setup. It's not really investor sort of let's go all in at the top over here. It's a day trading algorithmic or you know, you just basically normal day trading situation here, where you can see there's a lot of speculation happening right now on these candles. People are not sure, are we going up, are we going down? But we had a clear breakout on the yearly, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. So back to DSR, I'm just gonna get rid of these lines for now just to clean it up. So upper and lower pivots, we're gonna get rid of those, just so you can get the picture. Keep the boxes alive, we need those. But yeah, so back to last Sunday's price action assessment here. We talked about how we would consolidate here for a little bit, and it was advised not to trade anything here because it would have been chopped up. It's really, unless you had a small size here, you're okay. You're above the daily open over here, and you stayed above it, you floated above it. The next day, maybe you went short. But anyways, if you were to hold on to this trade, or continuously aim to capture some of the price action here, then you did well. You know, I kept posting my P&Ls. I don't know why nobody's posting P&Ls anymore. Maybe because it's you know, it's 2025 sensitive sort of thing happening, right? People learn their lessons, and they don't want to be targeted or anything like that. But you know, keep it in the percent and percent points, and you should be okay, because who knows what that is. I mean, I could be sitting here trading with $1, and my account is loaded with $1, and I'm showing you those percent points. But you know what I'm saying. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, it's safer this way. But consolidation, bears got trapped. There was a trend line that ran through here. I got rid of it since. So it basically connected this pivot point and projected the lines into the future. And this is why I said trend lines are not really reliable, because you can use wicks, you can use close, you can use all sorts of things, and you just don't know. You know, they're not really that reliable because they're very highly subjective. But if you are trading systematically and you have a system in place, this is great. So run it all the way up, consolidate. Asia open, they're selling. Not gonna let you do that. Reverse it, break even, consolidate. New York opens, here's the half. Boom, a decision is taken, liquidity is injected, we go up. We consolidate. Asia sells, neighbors be like, nope, you're not gonna do that. Bring it back up to the open, Now pivot open is very important over here. These are the yellow lines, and that's the previous daily close. Basically, that's what it is. And you don't really need an indicator for this, but it's good to see where you'd find support. So confluence using the ribbon plus the high probability levels. You guys know what those are. High probability levels are PC, pivot open, pivot low, and pivot high. Those four. Now, philosophically speaking, it's very interesting because out of all those, because you could make an argument and say, okay, if I'm holding this to the downside and I'm short on the day, clearly you can hold it towards maybe the central point, maybe the top center over here, or maybe the bottom center, which is a high probability level. Nothing is guaranteed, but how do you actually do this? So it's very simple. It's almost like you have to understand that these act as magnets where price is likely to head, but it's not a guarantee that you're actually going to go and tap those levels and reverse. That would be amazing, but it happens often, but not always. And those not always times, could lead to significant losses if you're not careful with your sizing. And am I Is the audio okay? Hopefully the audio is okay. If something's off, let me know, guys. It's a live stream situation, so I need your help to monitor the stream and make sure it's healthy. So you go down to this level and you have some support on the ribbon and also on the bottom center. Thanks, guys. Riddles. Thank you. Hey, Kareem. Welcome to the stream. That kind of rhymed. Good to see you here, brother. So as I was saying, so you have that confluence over here. You have momentum reset, and as long as you're in the green cloud on a strong momentum, trading at a premium above the previous price averages, which are indicated by the 50 EMA ribbon over here plus the 200. Now this is a basic sort of understanding that if you're trending above these two, then you should expect price to continue rallying to the upside. And that's exactly what happened here. We brought it back up. Next day, we immediately open above it, bounce. And so again, green cloud, everything is looking good. The likelihood of this falling and breaking the ribbon is low. We have a nice slope happening over here. So we run up. All my markings here, I used to have some markings here. They're gone, but I had something like this painted over here. And so that took a while, but eventually you overcame this level and you had a breakout because of the compression on CPR readings. And the way it works is that when you have ultra thin lines, and on our Discord, I kept repeating myself and saying, are you guys seeing the compression on DSR? You're going to see unseen volatility, and this is six days of price action worth $12,000, if not more. So up by a huge amount over here. Actually, even more. That's 12%. It might be. I'm just taking it just for fun. From here to here. So yeah, $14,500. That's a lot of movement, a lot of inertia, a lot of momentum here for you to trade and capture this. So here's an interesting thing. So we kind of chop through, we open below, close, and there's just no indications here that we're ready to cool off and head down. And so these are the kind of moments that you wade through this. And There's also something happening on the weekly, and I'll show you how this connects to, and this is the same thing that I have been sort of showcasing for your information, for you to take advantage of, because you are clearly at the breakout point on the weekly, but this is daily. So daily opportunities, if you're above weekly, they're like basically only up, and this is how I'm able to say that we will be rallying throughout the week. So that's your next trade over here, where you consolidate a little bit, close below, and the next high probability level is right at BC. So you cannot allow yourself to hold lower than that level unless you break that level, break the red level, and then you start looking for a trend shift to start shorting. So once again, it held, went below it, you had to wait for the candle to close, bounce back up, nice little reversal over here, and the rest is history. So we broke out. Every time we break out, there's usually a little retrace, because it takes a lot of effort to break out of these levels. There's a lot of money involved here at these levels that sort of either they take profit or exit their positions, because nobody wants to risk holding past breakout points. You don't know if price is going to stick or reverse from these levels. But what does help is higher time frame indicator setup on DSR specifically, because while you zoomed in on lower time frames like the 1 hour in this case, you can also look at what is happening on the weekly. And so we'll switch over to the weekly right now. And guys, we're at the end of the CPR. There's going to be a new CPR open, and it is likely going to look something like this. So what this means is that you're going to start making your way down to this level here. Now again, let's see how it opens, and we'll initiate a trade, see if we can add more to our daily realized P&L here. But one of the things that is calling for your attention here is the weekly setup on DSR. And so if we switch to weekly, you'll immediately notice it's still loading. There. This is why I was so excited. You can see the compression here is insane compression that prompts you to simply know that if you're trending from here, and if price is not reaching towards this red level, there's no way it can reverse from here on the weekly at the start of the week and start heading down for no reason. It's very rare. You can backtest this on multiple assets and go back. So there's very little resistance. The thickness of these things, usually there are cases where we break through like icebergs of these layers. But for the most part, volatility-driven trades are the best. And when you have extremely thin compression ceilings like this, like it's almost non-visible. Like look how thin it is. You would think that this is just a simple, some sort of like support resistance line that somebody drew over here with a single line. That's how compressed it is. And so this compression, it doesn't matter how much price went up. So when it goes up by, what was it, 5%, many people would automatically assume that this is a great place to start shorting Bitcoin. They start calling for a reversal, for example, because surely it cannot go higher. And then you have your basic structural sort of technical analysis in the classic sense of the word, where you have your bottoming like this, and when this gets overtaken, you're looking for a higher high and a higher low. And so this will cause price to go up. And how do we know, how can we add more influence to all of this and say, well, if that's the case, where is it going then? So we can draw a horizontal line right here, a little shakeout, no problem, but this horizontal line would then be used in conjunction with a trend line that you would set from the low to the breakout point where this peak right here, where a new higher high is posted, like so, and then you would take that and extrapolate that over to here. Okay, and this would be a fair distance, so you can mark this level right now. And so this is kind of like the basic analysis that you can do technically manually. And at this point, you have a rebound over here, and if you bring your DSR back up, you can see that it kind of lines up with not only the EMA here, the Ranger, but also if we switch back to daily, you will see some support here, indicative of price wanting to go higher because it bounced off a high probability level, which is called BC, bottom center on the our pivot system here. And so yeah, and this is at least a guaranteed sort of distance. Even if you were to skip all this, surely you capture some profitable trade setups in this region as well. So this is one clean, elegant way of doing this, keeping things very simple. If you don't have any indicators on your chart, but if you do have something like this, then it becomes immediately clear that. By the way, to the end of the week over here, got 3 more days to go until Monday. And so here, because of how thin this is, there's a good potential of consolidating here and then reversing next week. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's going to go higher than this. It has the potential, but I think if pro traders were holding on to here, or investors, surely they'll be taking some profits at these levels. It's a good gain. This is a 12% advance, so that is a pretty tempting place to be taking profit here. So after a little bit of consolidation, maybe we'll witness some distribution, some distributive sort of price action by next week. And then we can also switch to, now the weekly was very juicy, right? And then we go to monthly. Now monthly supported the long thesis here as well. And this bearish flip is interesting because it made me think as I contemplated, all this price action, and I traded and I sat here and I thought to myself, content-wise on YouTube, if you wanted to get certain attention, you would my video that I posted for this analysis was supposed to be intraday up but midterm bearish. Okay, and so bearish price action was supposed to materialize at about 14k. It actually did. It kind of started to go down here, but it held on, and there was a flip here. So when the flip happens, you kind of have to change your attitude towards the markets and find a different approach to all of this, because it's a flip. And as one of the P&L cards that I posted had a quote that I specifically shared because it was so good. It said that you never argue with your trading system ever. The guy went on to say, never, ever, ever argue with your trading system. So it can flip, it can pick up and sense changes in market mood and directionality, and you just have to kind of go with that. And this is how you eventually become a trend follower, right? It is not based on your own expectations, what looks like a trend. It is more like trying to keep up with price action every day by assessing charts like these. So this is an interesting setup. So we have daily consolidation trap since Monday. Sunday, I told you that that was going to happen. Then we get excited about the weekly compression, and it's up only from there throughout the week. And now we have a monthly breakout where we had broken out, consolidated, retested the breakout, and now are going up on the monthly. Now, the month has just begun. So if you assume, if you can make that assumption here, look at the compression over here, right? If you can assume that this breakout only means one thing and one thing only, this means that if this is valid, right, if we stick around here for the next week or so, maybe we'll have a multi-week rally and a new all-time high is brewing. So what needs to happen here is we need to hold above this. Now, compression is a two-sided double-edged sword. You have a breakout situation potential, but you also have a volatility-driven resistance past breakout. So when you had broken out of a monthly resistance like this, you need to find out if there's anything that's above, and there's always something that's going to be there that is greater than the monthly breakout. So the monthly grind here is more than likely because we're facing, while this looks like a clean breakout, we're actually facing clearly right now a yearly breakout. So now we switched to 12 months, right? So there's only like 4 different time frames that you need here to see what's happening. So this is yearly. So pivot to pivot, technically within a huge consolidation here. And so if we break out of here, so we have daily breakouts, weekly breakouts, and we have a monthly breakout right at this point right here. We have the orb floating in the middle of nowhere. Very good sign. Any pullback here, depending on how this sell-off will start next week, should be an opportunity for us to buy into it to ride it much higher. Now, we only have a couple of months left till the end of this zone here, and so this is a 1, 2, 3 tap situation into the yearly resistance one. And if we break out of here, then we go much higher. This is the level that's brewing over here. It sits at around 140K. Now, if you're an investor, right, you have this understanding, and you have to make a gamble and say, well, eventually, if this holds, right, we'll get rejected and start heading lower till the end of the year. Or you can say that we will break out and I'm gonna make much money if I go all in over here into the 140K region. My thoughts are very simple here. Now, they don't exist. I don't actually have any thoughts here because as per our community, as per our analysis, you have seen my entries on Bybit at 32K average when I was calling for 16K. Not only was I long, but I also bought into spot and I held until the 120K level, and I shared my P&L cards while I was in position. And so that was a very, very profitable last couple of years. And trying to figure out if you should invest now, to me, is not interesting as a trader, as an investor. So to me, what's interesting is what can I do every day? So every day allows me to sit out uncertainties and only go for these micro, tiny little setups that I'm showing you, where you can make a little bit of money couple of $100,000 here and there, and just skip most of it and go for certain trades. Use ATR for your exits. Use good size. You can actually over leverage if you're a day trader on lower time frames, as long as you follow the rules where you take profit based on those high probability daily levels that I talked about. And so this way you can have good days and choppy days that you can skip and visually be able to identify whether any of this is worth your time or not. And just kind of slowly build your portfolio up using this mentality. But for people coming in here thinking, are we going to have a breakout? You're on your own. It sucks to be you, to be honest, because imagine the mental strength that is needed to come with the terms if you're wrong and you happen to buy looking at a potential breakout situation and you're just gambling and betting everything on your guess. If this does reject, and this would be a valid rejection at 1, 2, 3 points of interaction, and I think it will sweep the all-time high anyways. But if it's a relative all-time high to the previous all-time high, which means it's not an exact overshoot up to here, but like somewhere just slightly over here, and it comes back into the green zone, then we start thinking as traders that maybe this is now looking like we have some doors that will open up for a shorting possibility in the direction to the downtrend that is going to be a prolonged period of downward price action. So investors, you guys are, perhaps you can find some answers on Twitter, because people do tend to accumulate short or long positions based on like 20K ranges, and they're like, no worries, if it goes up, I'll just add to it. We know how that works, and it's never a good idea. So better stick to what's right in front of you every day, and just take it from there. So a couple of things on, I have these drawings here, and one of them that I'd like to bring to your attention is the first one over here. By the way, this yellow line in the checkbox, this is for somebody who has requested to assess like where is it that we were going since 74K. I had a client in Portugal that kind of asked me to tell him where we're going to go, and he was investing, and I said, 70K is probably a good idea, because we just had a fresh breakout over here, and when we consolidated back into here, this was the distance. So there you have it. You have your little bowl, you measure the depth of the ocean, you bring the stick back up to the breakout point. In this case, it's we use this horizontal line over here just to make things a bit more conservative. We could have went for the second one over here, which was more risky, but you had to wait a little longer. And so we had just made it up to here, and this is a yearly resistance. So you can see how everything aligns perfectly, whether you're doing a manual assessment or you have a system or you have indicators that kind of show you the confluence here. And you have to come with the terms that what you're seeing is most likely truer than what you would like to see. So this is why you have the stick here, but I'm just gonna keep it for later, just because I'd like to talk about something else there soon as well. There's another way of doing this, which I think you'll like. So here's DSR, and the reason why I love drawing my compression triangles not on the actual price but away from it to the side like this is because I'm actually looking at the closing price of the Chico span, which is lagging by about 24 periods from but the price is, if you were to mention it, you can see it's sort of 28 bars behind. And so, but it's just mimicking what you're seeing here. So in order to keep this clean, you draw all your trend lines on the Chico span. The orb over here, I don't know if you can see the line, it's very faint, but you can kind of see a mirrored image of what price is doing based on the close, and close is more powerful than a wick, and so I tend to use closes more than the wicks because they're just more accurate. And look how smooth this looks. And here's your breakout point, and this breakout point is this one single candle just broke out. This is why you have such strong momentum. This is why I have such strong conviction that we'll be going up, and the bear case for Bitcoin has been canceled. Now, I edited the title of my video. Instead of saying Bitcoin bear market update, I realized how silly and stupid that is, chasing cloud just to attract clicks, because I'm trying different strategies to see if I can be discovered by more traders. I'd like to have some more activity in our Discord, and so I'm looking for people who would be as interested in the markets as I am, with more commentary and questions and discussions and stuff like that. Our traders tend to stick to themselves and trade this, but just for visibility's sake, I had to mention bear market because I looked at other influencers out there, and they seem to be having great success by flip-flopping and using emotional triggers in order to gain attention. Now, their reputation is not really good, but I don't know how else to get people's attention. So, but anyways, I looked at it this morning. I said, I gotta change the title. It's not actually a bear market, and I want to be faithful to my community first instead of selling out for cloud for the others, in order to convince them to come and join us. So hopefully, if they see the video, they'll appreciate where we're going with this. But anyways, back to the triangle over here. So there was never a case of a bear market on Bitcoin unless we always waited for that 118.5K to be overtaken, and that would be the flippening of the whole narrative and this price consolidation here. So now that that's happened, we start looking for trades to the upside, and this is a 14K candle. Pretty obnoxious if you ask me. And if I look back to any one of these candles, unless it was like a super trend like this, I don't know. I think some people might take profit here, so maybe you'll have a little pullback, and I hope it stays, because Bitcoin, when it does pull back, it tends to induce a lot of fear in the market, and there's like a prolonged sell-off that takes place, and it goes even lower than you expect it to go. But this is why I always advise for people to look for buying opportunities as opposed to shorting. There's so many great long-only setups on MarketSpy that we don't really have to take the shorts and the longs all the time. But it depends. Pretty aggressive price action like this can give you a little bit of wiggle room to have a little short, but because of the overall sentiment that is up only, you should, like I said, probably exit on those high probability levels and using ATR at all times. Trading comparisons asked in the last video, in the last stream, and I had no chance to answer that, but he said, if you were to trade one time frame, I picked just one time frame to take with you to an empty island, what time frame would that be? And since markets are so freaking quantum, it's really hard to answer that, because there's this phenomenon where all moves start on lower time frames, which influence higher time frames. But if you were to ask long-term traders, they would say higher time frames dictate what the lower time frames will do. So ignore the noise. So it is both at the same time. It is the same thing. And so I think if you're a day trader and you look at charts at 15 or 5 minutes, I think you should take profit on metrics that are aligned with that specific time frame. Meaning, if you were to trade a daily time frame, you would not be looking for trades every day anyways. You would just check the chart like once a month to see if you had a few consecutive sell candles before you even consider opening a daily position and hold. So swing traders, they tend to just look at the charts, they work, they accumulate, they make money. And then when they see a discount, they simply go in, maybe not even based on these levels, but they say this asset is great, it's proven itself. And if it goes down by 20%, it's like on Amazon. If you see something that you like and it's off by 20%, you'd probably buy it if the price is attractive enough. If it's 90%, it's super cheap, and you're like, I'm just closing my eyes and clicking buy button multiple times. And that's the same here. So what is the best time frame? There's no such thing, is what I'm trying to say. And I think you make the time frame that you trade on shine or dim. So it's up to you what that time frame actually ends up doing. And so if you do, let me know if you're thinking of investing here. I don't know why. And there's this old saying that goes something like, if you think Bitcoin is expensive now, wait to see like where it will be next year, and you might regret not buying now. So there's always this lingering sort of sensation of maybe I should buy now. But you're probably thinking that because discipline comes down to the ability of saying no to yourself. You want something, but you're not that spoiled to actually go ahead and demand it and get it. You will just say, yeah, I want it, but I also understand that admittance to self and saying that I did not buy it earlier, why would I buy it now? You got to figure this out on your own. It's a personal journey of sorts. But day trading, I can definitely help you figure out what it is that you're staring at on the day and take it from there and make some money. And that's a little harder to do than just kind of like doing macro, because you could just buy it and forget it and put it away for 10 years. If that's the strategy there. To me, my personal opinion is that it's a little scary to be invested in things and being so confident in the future, because what if you need, I don't know, like emergency money or something like that. So obviously you're not going all in on this, but also you always want to be liquid, and day trading kind of lets you know very quickly where the pitfalls are. You'll find out if you're right or wrong very quickly in that same 15-minute time frame. In the next 15 to 4 hours, you'll know if you made the right decision. Investing, however, and especially if you're putting a small amount and you're saying, oh, I'm investing on the side just a little bit. What's the point? If you invest a little bit, and let's say a good investment a little bit would be like 100K. If you learn this thing, you could probably make that same amount of money way faster by not trading a lot. I'm not saying that you, as a day trader, you trade every day. I'm just saying you're monitoring price, you're passionate about directionality, you're looking at the behavior every day in order to snipe certain opportunities. And you have to trust the process here. You have to have a system that kind of sets it up for you, and you just take it from there. But do you really want to wait 10 years to find out that your investment was burned? Or you end up making some money on it, but it's only like, I don't know, a fraction of whatever you thought that you could make. So Yeah, very interesting stuff here. On the other hand, if you're driven by the inability to wait 10 years plus for your assets to appreciate in value, or so you hope that they would, then you're being driven by the instant gratification motive here, where you want to quickly make money with this realization. And you said, this kind of makes sense, and why would I invest? Let me trade. But then you're over trading and you end up losing money. So there's got to be like a very fine balance in all of this in terms of how you approach trading. And so it's good to spend time doing this, what I'm doing right here, looking at these charts from a philosophical point of view, from a technical point of view, and just acting on it mechanically as opportunities present themselves. And I think with MarketSpy, you get daily opportunities, and it's clearly evident here. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling. Let's look back. So this is the one thing that I suggest you do, is to start drawing maybe these patterns away from price, because it kind of helps clear out the vision. And now this is the second one, and I posted that on our YouTube. And I said, what do you guys think? And this is, I believe, on a 3-day chart. No, it's not. Why do I have this here? Oh yeah, monthly. Now this is what this looks like. Look at this pecker over here. Look at that. So this was weekly breakout. Now you have the other pattern over here, and you can safely say that all this float here. Now, as an investor, this is a price at a premium situation here. As long as this orb is above price, especially in a macro time frame like this, let me just show you how I think in terms of when to invest. I think that it has the potential to do this, and this consolidation here is when it will most likely rebound and start trending up again. So this automatically lines up with these levels. And price always comes back to its previous breakout points in one way, shape, or form. I'm not sure if it will. Like I said in one of my tweets, this bearish price action is looking like we're topping out for the year, because we are at the end of this CPR session on the year. And if we fail to break out of this, this will be a clear top out. And what this means is, however, with all the new players, institutional players, algorithms, new money that's involved here, that's a little bit heavier, I'm not sure if this time we will see these pullbacks, because Bitcoin has a history now, reputation that is built over the years, that every pullback, no matter how bad, results in a full reversal and sets new all-time highs. So I think it's convinced enough people that will continue to keep happening. And so everyone it's so accessible now. Everyone knows what crypto is. You have ChatGPT to educate people into, how do I buy Bitcoin? Sure, no problem. Let me show you. And then it just goes on and tells you how to buy Bitcoin. And so everybody, old people, young people, everyone is on crypto. And so everybody realizes that if it goes down, they will probably buy it. But then we think that way. But fear is a different kind of game. It's sort of like when you're, if you want to go and spar, in your mind, you're like, yeah, I'm going to do a left hook, right hook, do like a little round kick, and bam, championship title, right? So when the dip happens, humans, it never changes. Possibly, fear-induced trade, yeah, it can be pushed down. I'm just saying it might be not as deep as in previous cycles, because while we can have moments of selling, people know, they don't trust the governments anymore. They say this is all bunch of BS manipulation, and every time they try to scare us, everything bounces right back up, and so there's nothing to worry about here. And so maybe people will defy the norms this cycle. And but yeah, look at the cloud over here. Look at the cloud for a little bit. This monthly chart setup with that orb floating, you know, if it breaks out, it does look like a bullish formation there overall on the monthly time frame. And I cannot believe that we have been trending so hard since that 16K. Damn. Yeah, man, that's 800%. 600. It's probably some of the best years in my memory since that trade. Since that, I said it was so exciting to see this happen. That little chart, that video that I have pinned on my YouTube channel, that shows you no indicators, nothing, and that little chart, and I said, do you think if this goes down to zero, it goes down to zero, that's it. But it has no choice but to go up from there. The setup is just perfect. And it sits at around 160K with fueled momentum, 160K. So we've got plenty of space here, guys, in my view. But you know, as price progresses, I've had so many trades inside of each one of these candles. There's like so many opportunities to the upside here and to the downside also. Even to the downside within these bullish candles, you know, on daily time frames. When taking profit starts happening, you know, you see that. Did we make an all-time high? Yeah, we made an all-time high. No, we didn't. We're still within the breakout point. So this is a yearly breakout. So let's see how it goes, right? And finally, there's nothing else that's left here for you to look at. If the 4 of these settings on CPR don't give you a clear idea of what it is that price is doing, I don't think there's a better way or any other way to actually break it down stage by stage in terms of how these things will develop and what you can expect. I'm absolutely loving this, and like I said, set your alarms on all these things, and I have it set on touch basically, right? So when price just kind of taps or touches any one of these levels, it helps a great deal. Now Ranger, think of the Ranger rails as a it's basically CPR, but it's more accurate in terms of ongoing real-time volatility assessment, and so it expands according to what is being printed in real time on this chart over here. And so Ranger can help you confine price. Right now it's set to daily, but now you can divide your day into 2 parts or quads or whatever. But I like to either set it on 12. And the best chart setup is probably this one right here, where you have like 4 of them. Sorry, that's not it. Like this. You have something like this, 4, and you have your daily, you have your weekly, you have your monthly and yearly, and then it's just crystal clear. You know exactly where you are, and you're not being a dummy shorting, because like I said, we just looked at 3, and the only last remaining one is the yearly breakout, which will take a long time if we don't run it up very quickly from here. So hopefully FOMO kicks in, but I don't see it. I don't know. So if it does consolidate here, it's about to close. We've got 2 more days to go. This is for the weekly setup, and we have a couple hours to go to open a new CPR level. So how about something like this, and then go down, and we open just slightly higher over here. Now we can actually see where that would be by using projected CPR lines on DSR using developing. So daily, you can kind of see where that CPR would be. So this is the previous CPR right here. It was developing, and then it printed this block, and it kind of gave you an idea of where you're going to be trending. And now we have another one, and like I said, it lines up with what I think would happen, where you have a slightly higher CPR block that is reversing and trending up, but also means that we are likely to consolidate and go sideways over here for a little bit, something like this. So it'll be choppy, but again, below pivot open, above pivot open, and you have your space to work with price in that space. Just make sure to if you do open below, you start trending throughout the day. Asia session on my time, I get the shittiest price action ever, guys. Like if you're in the States, if you're in the western part of the world, you know, I'm here on the east, I get like these like leftovers and uncertainty and just like pussycat traders who are like, oh, it's going up, sell it, oh, it's going up. So I have to adapt to that and exit quickly on ATR. But you wait for that half bad boy, you know, that half line, the half-life of the CPR session. That's when the magic happens, because that's your New York Open basically. And that's bigger liquidity. That's like a global attention hub. That's where all eyes are on that. And so if you have the nothing burger happening over here, let me handle that for myself, right? You guys can trade these mega pumps right after. So it consolidates throughout the day. Just give it some time, see what it does, you know. We put the timers on here, so time to half, time to end, so it kind of like eases your mind. It gives you a framework, it gives you understanding of maybe you can go for a little run, or a little scoot around, come back, ride your motorcycle, whatever, go to the gym, play some tennis, and then you come back and see where price is and just take it from there. But if you want to speculate, I advise you open a tiny little position right at the daily open, throw a stop on the local high, and just like make sure it's 0.1% of your account and see what happens. You know, it's always nice to come back to it and not sitting in the chart, but still make a little bit of gain. And so sometimes that's nice. And so you're aiming to short below the daily open, but take profit at any sign of resistance. So whether you have the BC, CP, or TC, and this is another one, right? Like which one do you actually use to, and that's where things like Armageddon comes in, and MSX. So for example, you have an inflated big cloud over here that is not yielding, it's not giving up the momentum here. But and so it's only up by the diff from here, because you're in that cloud we were discussing. But if you look at this over here, right? When you have a little bit of red, like over here, for example, right? When price goes up and there's a little bit of resistance, it is more likely that you'll continue to trend below these pivot opens. Now, if momentum supports it, go for it. But if it doesn't, and it actually looks like it's sloping down, you can actually go short from here and capture this area over here. And it's like personal preference. I mean, that's 500 points. That's more than enough to make your 1%. Just scale in there, and according to your own experience in trading, size or not size or whatever, you know, scaling. That's up to you how you do it. There's not one strategy that fits everybody. So you have to be really, you have to be on the pulse in terms of what you're okay with losing if things don't go. Because usually, admittedly, say it with me, I'm always right, but I'm always wrong when it comes to taking profit. So this is why I recommend ATR, and the philosophical, any sign of resistance is kind of measured against that ATR anyways. So why risk a rebound when you can just exit? But if you have strong momentum that's showing you that you're actually going to run through a certain level, you can scale in pretty quickly with size and exit very fast just as well. Without having to hold for 10-15 minutes. It can be done within the next few minutes after your entry. So but if you want to hold and you're bad at these things, small size and just let it run, and you know, play with it. It's all energy, so just mold it to your liking, play with it. This is your Play-Doh house. You build it, you live in it. So yeah, all-time high sweep. I think it's on the table. We're going to go for it, and let's see how the daily here opens. And, just take it from there. It's going up forever. It's sad, but nothing is forever, my friend. I hope it does, but what is forever? I know what you mean, though. It is going up for now. 7:39, guys. We don't have a lot of viewers, but for those of you who did tune in, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll see you on Monday. And like I said, check out the schedule. It's on the banner on YouTube. It'll give you the time, and we could just, you know, we can just take it from there. Stream every day. Once my tactics is fully operational and running smoothly, and I can actually showcase it, then we'll start doing some trades. And I was thinking, you know, I researched, I looked into it, and it's like a copy trading thing that I can sign up for as a leader. And I was thinking, like, why even, you know, I can just do that, and it allows you to take a cut like 30-20% from trades. So if you sign up to copy trade me, and if I trade it and if I make some money, I just take 20-30% away from you. But you know, that's another possibility. But we'll see what the future holds in store for us. And take profit traders who have signed up using my the link that I was sharing, the partner link for Take Profit Trader and futures. I'm still working on that. I'm at 52. It's going extremely slow. But once I graduate, like I said, I'm going to come back to you and talk about the strategies, the things that I have learned. This is my first time trading these prop firms, which is kind of weird because that's not what a prop firm is to my knowledge. But you know, these prop firms, futures, a little brutal, but doable. But I told you that if you guys sign up, I'll be distributing back all the fees made from that. So for the 4 people who signed up, guys, 100%, everything that I have made, there's over $1,000 in the account. I'm gonna give it back to you, like I said, at the start of every month. And so I'm just looking for ways to distribute that. So I'm gonna show you the dashboard. I'm gonna show you how much money was made. And I'm gonna take 100% of it and split it and divide it between all those people who have signed up for Take Profit Trader as my affiliates. I don't keep nothing. I'm gonna give it all back. It's not a thing. but I think you'll appreciate that. You'll like it. And yeah, I'm still building the OG club. So if you sign up, you can be part of that club. And the more people that sign up, the bigger the pool from the affiliate money that's coming in for signups. But my plan is to keep none of it and to just give it all back. As long as there's something in the account. So let's look into that. And yeah, Box, I have decided to, like, why even bother when you can like sponsor the community back. And so I'll talk to you in the in Discord about that in the coming days once I figure out. I think I'm gonna do the tip.cc method where I'm just gonna drop like USDT and everyone can claim it. So payouts in crypto, obviously. And I'm not sure that I can actually withdraw that money from Take Profit Trader. I haven't tried yet. I'm gonna look into it, but USDT is I think is what I'm gonna go with for our members to get back the pot that they have built with their bare hands, blood, sweat, and tears. I don't know how many accounts you bought, but $1,000 in there. There's like 5 people signed up. So I don't know, but it's all yours. We're gonna give it back. Whatever we took, we're gonna give it back. All right, guys, thank you for what. Yeah, so listen, I don't believe in making calls anymore. Okay, I don't believe in calling Bitcoin a bear market or a bull market. I don't believe in anything at all anymore. I just want you to, if you're a MarketSpy trader, please look at these setups that I'm sharing and just replicate them. See what I see. And like once I sign off right now, instead of guiding you, holding your hand baby steps, I'm just gonna tell you that look how this will open and just go in that direction. Play with your size. If you have any questions, let me know in Discord. Just ask away, you know. And I think you'll come out with a profitable trade today, even if we consolidate here. Depending on how this opens, track this back all the way to last Sunday and see how it's performed. If you were to follow these exact blocks of colors over here, unless you're colorblind, you're making money here. Green, red, Armageddon. I'm not even gonna open Armageddon. It's so precise and there's so many insane setups like Mag 7s, and it's just clean. It flips from red to green, and that's all you need. You can ignore all the symbols if you don't know how to work with them, like the yellow X's and the diamonds and everything. You can just ignore all that if you don't know what to do with that. Flags, baseline, momentum, boom. You have your jackrabbits. Oh my God. Jackrabbit, those pyramids, if you were buying those pyramids at these levels. So if you don't know when to make an entry, wait for price to go up. Look, wait for price to go up above. Dip down, boom, pyramid. Dip down, pyramid, right here. Price above, you mean baseline retest, classic pyramid. Like from here, it's a profitable trade all the way up to here. But yeah, enjoy your time as a real market spy would, and don't stress over what's next, because you'll know if you open the charts and overlay with our active reconnaissance engine. I'll just show you what it is that's coming. So thank you for watching. We're signing off. It's a short one today, but this is my first scheduled stream, and we'll keep it consistent. I'll see you guys in the next one, Monday. Much love, much profit, and take care of yourselves. One.